Hey guys, this is yours truly, the Jam Factor Joe Samato, saying, hey, what's going on? There's something I want to talk about a little bit. It's about the SEA Climax and also a travel back in time. Let's first talk about the SEA Climax. For those of you guys who don't know, the SEA Climax originally started, the very first tournament started in 2010. It was a very special occasion. It was a very historic tournament for SEA, in which that was the tournament that gave birth to the Queen of Roses Championship, for those who don't know. And that tournament was packed with many different people, up-and-comers, veterans, the newer generation. You know, even some guests, Mary Reagan and Ubari from oj-fwa even appeared in this tournament. You had Sheena Marie, Jessica Burke, Penny Dreadful back in the day, Ray Kurosawa back before she lost her mind, and etc. And that tournament, the very first tournament, was won by Heaven, who at the time was Deanna Diamond in disguise. And now here we are, 2012, a newer tournament, and the person who wins this tournament, the newer tournament, will face the Queen of Roses champion, Aquamarine, at SEA Death and Rebirth for the Queen of Roses Championship. A 32-person tournament. This is the largest tournament in the history of SEA. Last year's tournament was around like 22, maybe 24. And when SEA first started in 2007, Dawn of Destiny tournament, we didn't have a Royal Rumble back then. We didn't have a Dawn of Destiny Battle Royal back then. We had a Dawn of Destiny tournament for the men, the women, and the tag teams. And that was probably the first largest tournament we ever did. And back in the day, during those times, it was difficult to do because me and Andy, back when he used to work with do SEA with me, back when SEA began, we were doing it on the 360. I was doing it on the 360. He was doing it on the PS2. And back then, we were alternating between SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. And I didn't have a PS2 back then. And, so it made things kind of difficult, but it was manageable. So I had, like, my side of the roster back then, and Andy had his side. But anyway, getting off topic here. The SEA Climax for this year is almost finished. I just need to work on the other parts of the tournament, and then they just need to be commentated, and voila, you're gonna have like the most epic tournament you guys will ever see in your lives. You guys will be filled with shock. There will be unexpectancies. You would think, who do you guys think? If you think who will make it through this tournament, I'll put the link on the description page if you guys want to leave a prediction. Or comment on who you think will make it to the championship match to face Aquamarine at Death and Rebirth. And Death and Rebirth will not happen until after the tournament's over. Okay, so now that I've finished talking about a little bit about the tournament, I've been doing a little bit of thinking, and so even though SEA has like a newer audience on CW Mainstream, Underground, and here on YouTube, I wanted to take a look back to the past. I want to, travel back in time and show you guys, the audience, from YouTube, some of SEA's classic matches from back in the days of 2009, 2010, and maybe a few matches, maybe from 2007. Because I want to travel back in time, and I want to show you guys SEA back in the day, back when we had like Becky, when we had the Rebellion Collective War, the first SEA Climax tournament, the first women's tag team gauntlet that put the Schoolgirl Senshi on the map, back when they were just up-and-comers with nothing, and they shocked the world and won the women's tag team titles at Girls Night Out in the very first one. And even how they won the title, they got the title shot, that made them what they were before the split in last year. So we're going to be traveling back in time. We're going to be journeying. I'm going to show you guys the old days, the good old days. And you guys are going to love what I used to do, what stuff SEA was doing back then. So for the very first travel back in time, I'm gonna show you guys the very first women's tag team gauntlet match. The winner of this tag team gauntlet match would be going to SEA Girls Night Out and would face the Insiders, Sheena Marie and Jessica Burke, for the women's tag team titles. Some of the best tag teams were put in this match. You had the Schoolgirls Senshi. You had Fatal Temptation, Penny Dreadful, and Ray Kurosawa back when they were friends in a tag team. You also had damn, there were a whole lot of teams in that one. The Seekers of Truth. You had the Collective. You even had the Collective back then when they were trying to go for the tag team titles. You even had Original Sin, Rowdy Reiko, and Sergeant Clements back in the day. When back in those days, guys, Original Sin was one of the most dominant tag teams in SEA. Before there was the Schoolgirl Senshi, before there was any other women's tag team, Original Sin were the most dominant. And right now, prepare, because now we're going to be going through the SEA Classics until the day the climax is finished. So I hope you guys have fun, and I hope you have enjoy. Good day.